So I thought it would be useful over the next few days to do like another mini series like I was doing last year. And I know it's been a long time and I'm so sorry, but I just haven't had the energy or the inclination to actually do any videos. Which is why I can't even work them at the moment. But anyway, so yeah, over the next few days, I'm gonna go through what sort of audit what you do in an audit and what sort of information you would get. Okay, so this is day one of what typically you would be looking at if you were undertaking an audit for a business, and basically what I would be looking at. Now, my skills are in compliance, risk management. I've got qualifications in digital risk management, and which is why I'm so into data protection and FCA regulated businesses. So I've worked in wealth management for a lot of years from the compliance aspect. I did actually start out in pensions, and I'm actually qualified as a financial advisor. I just choose not to give financial advice. It's a very, very important industry and people need the advice. It's just not something that I am comfortable doing. So I'm there to support the financial advisors to make sure that they're protected, because it is a very regulated business, and unfortunately it doesn't always have the best reputation, but people then sometimes do actually take advantage of the IFAs who are actually trying to help people that is desperately needed. Okay, so the first thing that I would look at, now the process would be, is I would send a questionnaire to somebody and say, can you provide me this information? And then I can start looking to see what's available, what's been missed, where improvements could be made, and this all formulates my report together. But one of the first main things I would look at is the firm details, what the permissions are, especially if they're regulated, what they're actually able to do, to make sure they're not breaching any or not adhering to any of the permissions or doing things that they shouldn't be doing. I'm trying to speak in non-regulated language so everyone understands. Who is responsible for what? So within the business, who is responsible for each bit? Now, if you're a single and a small business, it's quite often everyone's involved in everything. But as you get bigger and you've got structures in place, you need to understand who is responsible for each bit, really. And I'm trying to read my writing. Yeah, and any other regulators. Now, one thing to be aware of, now I do deal primarily with financial advisors, but because data protection actually covers every single business because you're collecting data, that is one of the regulators. So I'm just thinking of some other regulators. There'd be Ofcom. So I've had dealing with Ofcom because I've actually worked in call centres to make sure people aren't calling people that they don't have consent for, or they're not making nuisance calls. So just to understand what regulators are, sometimes there's like charity commissioners and certain regulators in different industries. So just be aware what the regulations are. Obviously, I specialise in financial services and data protection and risk management, and I do know about Ofcom, but other regulations, things like trading standards, that is not my forte. I do know professionals in the industry and I can point you in the right direction, because obviously trading standards impacts a lot of people too. So that would be the first thing that I would look at, the firm details, how it's structured and set up.